This is your friendly reminder to stop watching trailers. This movie flew under the radar. I knew nothing about it. After watching it, all I can say is, wow, this movie is not what I was expecting. So, the movie Abigail. Synopsis. After a group of criminals kidnap the ballerina daughter of a powerful underworld figure, they retreat to an isolated mansion, unaware that they're locked inside with no normal little girl. This movie is directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett. They've previously directed films together such as Scream 5 and Scream 6, Ready or Not, and VHS. It also leads to why we got the cast that we did get. This movie pretty much has a star-studded lineup of actors and actresses that we've seen before in many of our favorite movies. Melissa Barrera plays Joey in the movie, and we know her from the newest Scream sequels. And then you have Angus Cloud is in this movie as a character named Dean, and of course we all know him as Fez from Euphoria. Rest in peace to Angus Cloud, and God bless his family. Gus from Breaking Bad is in this movie as well, and he plays a character named Lambert. Dan Stevens is in this movie as Frank, and he also was in another movie recently, Godzilla and Kong the New Empire. He was Trapper in that movie. And lastly, Abigail herself is played by Alicia Weir. And let me go ahead and say off the jump, these characters are absolutely hilarious together. And that's one thing that really caught me off guard, because before watching this movie, I didn't realize that this movie was a horror comedy. Every character has almost perfect comedic timing. And it wasn't a bunch of those little cheesy lines or anything like that. It was actually stuff that we would say in real life if we were in those situations. So that was really what made a lot of the things that they were saying just funny as hell. And so to get back to the story, so this group of people were hired by Lambert to kidnap the girl Abigail, thinking that they were going to get this $50 million ransom from her father. And that's without them knowing who her actual father is. And so as they proceed through the night and they come to find out who her father really is, they start to realize that this job is much more than just babysitting this girl for $50 million. They have her all chained up in the room. Eventually, people just start dropping like flies. And I don't mean that they just get killed. I mean, they get killed. They start turning on each other, thinking that one of them is actually the infamous father of Abigail, because none of them have any information about each other. They don't share names. They know any background or anything like that on each other. So they're all really just like a bunch of random thieves that are in this together to get this $50 million. So they start turning on each other. But yeah, they soon find out that Abigail isn't just some ordinary little girl.
Guys.
Oh, no.
What the fuck is that thing? We kidnapped a fucking vampire.
And really, from that point, this movie is just full of blood, guts. It's a bunch of fun overall. And hats off goes to Alicia Weir as Abigail. She cuts up in this role. It was perfectly acted. She had her own little comedic scenes of her own. When she's chasing them throughout the house, or she's about to kill them and she's sitting there doing ballerina moves, man, I'm telling you, this shit is hilarious. But this movie is just a fun ride all around. And this movie really does give you the feel of some of the director's previous films. Like, I mean, you really feel the influence from Scream 5 and Scream 6 in terms of the level of self-awareness that they have in the film. You get shades of Ready or Not because of how the action transpires in the house, where the actors have this sort of serial-comic demeanor. Overall, I think this is a very solid movie. It's a great entry for the year 2024 horror movies. This is the type of movie that you watch when, on a Friday night, just sit back and have a good time and then just enjoy the ride. Because at the least, this movie is nothing but entertainment. And now we're on the rating time. And just as a reminder, I rate things mainly based off of how much I like the movie, with a little bit of how good the movie actually is from a technical aspect. And so for the movie Abigail, it's coming in as a good vibe. That's 4 out of 5 stars. Very solid movie. It's one that I do recommend to everyone for you to see, especially if you're really into those horror comedies or just horror movies that don't overly take themselves seriously. Like this movie, like if you came for this movie just for pure scares and just dread and that thrill type of feel, this is not the movie that you're looking for. But if you're just looking for a fun, actiony, just gory, any type of movie that's like that, then this is definitely the movie that you want to watch. But yeah, Spooky Gang, that's my review of the movie Abigail. Please comment down below what you thought of this movie. It's one of the better ones from 2024 thus far. For me personally, I think it's up there for sure. I also want to say thank you all so much for the love and support that I've been receiving so far on the channel. Listen, I constantly bring the content just for you guys, man. We're all horror fans, and I just want to share all this good content with everybody in the world, so we can all get our spooky on. But no, for sure, I definitely appreciate you all. We just hit 100 subs, and now we're on the road to 1,000 subs. So go ahead, subscribe to your boy, click that like button, and as always, I'll catch y'all next time. Stay spooky.